Hi, my name is Zeynep Özdur and my department is CS, and today I will present you my Phys101 project. My experiment aims to find static and kinetic friction coefficients between different kinds of surfaces. I used a wooden plane as an inclined plane, a wooden block, a metal block, and a plastic block. And to measure the distances, I used a ruler. First, I put the wooden block on the wooden inclined plane, and I slowly incremented the angle of the inclined plane. When the wooden block started to slide, I measured the height, and I did the same thing for the plastic and metal blocks. First, I did the same thing for the plastic block. I also measured the height when block starts to slide, and the same thing for the metal block. For the second part of my experiment, I fixed the angle of the inclined plane, and I put the wooden block on the plane. I measured the time passed until the block hits the ground. And I did the same thing for the plastic and the metal block. After doing measurements, in order to find static friction coefficients, I used tangent of the inclined plane, which is the ratio of the vertical and horizontal lengths that I measured earlier. And to find kinetic friction coefficients, I first calculated acceleration of blocks using the time traveled. Then I used this acceleration and angle of the plane, and I calculated kinetic friction coefficients. These are my data and results for the part A. And these are the results for the part B. And finally, I put all my results to a chart like that. From this chart, we can clearly see that for every object, static friction coefficient is greater than kinetic friction coefficient, which is the expected behavior. Also, friction coefficients of wooden block is larger than other blocks, which is also expected due to its rougher surface. The metal block was the smoothest surface, therefore its coefficients are much more smaller than others. So as a result, although there were some small errors, the results of my experiment was so close to what I expected.